Who's the guest?
I just realized that the countdown numbers were on the spines of the book and not like actual no. It took me this long to realize.
You only now figured this out.
I've only now figured this out, but I hope for everybody's, I don't know who's watching, they all also figured it out, right?
Glad that you paid attention, yeah.
Yeah, so anyways, good morning, good afternoon, good evening, good night, wherever you might be. I am your current host, Dom of X, because Omar is currently enjoying himself in California as he speak with a pretty nice breakfast. But perhaps we have that surprise guest coming in sooner or later.
He is swanning about at Comics Pro like the bourgeoisie that he is.
He indeed does. Bo does have spectacular hair, though. He is one of my guests today. Yeah. Yes, who maybe we have a guest. And then, of course, to the person below me is Lars Pearson of Mad Norwegian.
Well, Bo is up. It is 3 a.m. in Australia, so I feel that out of a courtesy from him rising from the coffin at this undue hour, Bo, please introduce yourself first.
Oh, well, thank you very much. If you have not seen me, I am Omnibo from my channel Aussieverse. Please go check it out and subscribe because that's what we're here for, right? We do all sorts of comic stuff, interviews, game shows, weekly FOCs. We even do music, wrestling, and other stuff too. So go check it out.
Yes, indeed. And of course, the person below me is the editor-in-chief of MNP or MN Squared.
Yes, Lars Pearson, publisher and editor-in-chief of Mad Norwegian Press, formerly of Wizard Magazine. And I am joining you, having recently gone to LA for Gallifrey, which is the biggest Doctor Who show, not just in America, certainly in the world, absolutely. And I kind of forgotten what a high-octane affair it kind of is, because there's like 3 programming tracks going strongly all the time, and you just kind of dash around. I spent way too much on autographs and used books. I did, for you Doctor Who people out there, I do have this banner of the Davison era. There it is. And it is nearly signed by every member. Yes, every member of the cast. I just need Janet Fielding. It's done by Christopher Jones. It's done by the venerable artist Christopher Jones, who is a friend of mine. And I have every member of the cast signed except for Janet Fielding. So when I get that, it'll go framed on the wall. The Davison crew is at least on the younger side, so it's easier to get their autographs. I'm not huge into autographs, but I do it. And some of the Doctor Who cast, unfortunately, they are not young. And I always feel a little ghoulish. There is a certain element of, hey, can you autograph this before you're dead? Although, they are aware of this. One of the people I deal with, Prince of a Guy, and I'm always like, can you do these? He's not young. And I'm like, can you do these things for me? He's like, absolutely, Lars, absolutely. Happy to help out, unless Father Time intervenes. I'm like, oh, okay. Well,
unless I die.
Yeah. Well, if you can do this before you're dead, that'd be very helpful. So
we hope that he's there to see the tail before, obviously.
Although, if you can do it somehow after he's died too, that would be quite fascinating and interesting.
Well, that occasionally happens. George Burns would sign autographs, and he committed a bunch of autographs to the mail, and then died the next day. And so after his death, people were still receiving autographs from him.
He auto-penned before he went to the grave. That's
crazy. which is quite fun. There's only 2 more Gallifreys left. So if anybody has an interest in a spectacular Doctor Who convention, please make arrangements next couple years. It's expected after this. It might be taken over by Showmasters, but it won't be the same.
Well, you get to meet
conventions here. Yeah. Sorry, Dom.
No, it's okay. I feel it because Australia should have one in Sydney, right? Because why not?
Yeah.
Of course.
I find it odd that we don't. So maybe we do, and I'm just unaware.
You've had Doctor Who events there before, yeah.
Okay.
I know that they've gone on. I know, Sylvester McCoy's gone, Katie Manning's gone, and so on. Yeah.
Well, that being said, you can meet Lars at one of these conventions too. So there's the double plus if you're.
Well,
you think this is coming to Australia?
Yeah. Look, I understand my celebritydom is like tiny. Okay, I get it, but it was at Gallifrey. There were a few people who, my God, they actually, not many, but they did put my books in their luggage so they could bring them out so I could autograph them. And I'm like, Jesus, you flatter me.
Mate, I would just like to meet David Tennant and Matt Smith and shake both their hands and say, you two are the most entertaining people I've ever met in my life. Thank you so much.
Oh, yeah, absolutely.
I love those two.
Yeah.
I just found out Lars has his own Wikipedia entry.
It's ridiculous. It's ridiculous.
And I think he's the only person on this who's appeared on this specific platform who has one.
Possibly. There are people who are like, oh, you wrote your own. I'm like, I didn't initiate my Wikipedia page. How arrogant do you think I am that I'd have to write such a thing? No, someone else did it. And then what's funny is that my Wikipedia page actually got tagged for deletion. Because Wikipedia doesn't know what to do with the almost famous. And it does actually take like you think there's unlimited whatever. There actually isn't. I mean, having those extra pages actually cost them extra. So it got tagged for deletion, and then some heroic editor stepped up and just really like upped the citations and whatever, so they kept it. But no, it had nothing to do with me. Nothing to do with me.
Nothing to do indeed, but if you want to check it out, shout out to James.
Thank you, James. Thank you, James. Please, nobody take a look at it.
Omar,
somebody write somebody write an Aussieverse Wikipedia page, please.
The earlier days of Wikipedia, and I don't know if you can do it now. Some friends of mine would get in there and change my page to punk me.
Oh.
And one of them did put in blah 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 Lars Pearson. He is married to Spock. And then hot linked it to the Spock page, which I appreciated the hot link. I always thought, that sort of detail is kind of impressive.
So it's not all of a sudden the Norwegian stripper.
No. I was no longer married to the Norwegian stripper. And then one friend of mine put in there that I had a sixth toe surgically attached to my left foot.
That's not so bad.
And comics. Yeah, and the funny thing is that the IP address of the person who did it, I think, was someone in Ottawa, was it Toronto? Well, it was a very specific town somewhere
in Ontario.
Yeah, somewhere in Ontario, where a really good friend of mine lives. It was their IP town, and I'm like, "Did you do this?" And like, no, it had nothing to do with me. I'm like, I'm finding this a bit coincidental that someone in your hometown would put the left toe or extra toe thing. Yeah. No, surgically attached. Yeah, because I guess apparently they thought I wanted to have 6 toes.
Yeah. I guess to round out the Wikipedia thing, what you can actually do, they have more protections now on the page.
They do.
Because they do. Some people still manage to do subtle edits. For example, there is a pitcher who blew a game for the Toronto Blue Jays. And for their picture on the Wikipedia page, they replaced his old picture with a file that said Saddam Hussein and then the player's name. So there are still workarounds to the system. You just need to be really, really clever with it.
Well, these days they should update my page to put, regular contributor to famed YouTube channel Near Mint Condition.
Mm-hmm. What even is the point of life when Omar is, even
that's a very good question.
That is it's not a bad question, but I will say again, possible surprise guest, and you might see him later today.
Okay,
so
whoever could it be?
Whoever could it be?
So do we have any order of business, or we're just bullshitting?
We're just answering questions. Right? We are answering questions for the next 1 hour 45 minutes.
Keep those questions coming. We may actually know some answers to them, but there's no guarantee.
Yeah, I haven't really seen any questions yet, except for stuff to do with your toes.
That's fair, but no. Chris Balga, I love the radiant black profile picture. Good morning to you. Working on 2025 taxes while watching you guys. What have you found to be your favorite read so far in 2026?
I have not read anything spectacular, yes. But I've been pleasantly surprised by New Avengers. I've really enjoyed that. There's not much coming from Marvel that I've been enjoying lately, but New Avengers I've been enjoying.
Okay. Are you talking about Bendis? Or talking about
the
Humphreys?
new-
You're talking
the
about
latest-
Humphreys.
Yeah, the latest one with Carnage and
Black
Sam
Widow,
Humphries.
Winter Soldier.
Yeah, I've really been digging it.
Good stuff. How about you, Lars?
So the one that I remember recently is I did commit to the Tom King Wonder Woman. Which, there's certain series I just kind of let bank a while. I know I'll read them down the road, and then suddenly I blinked and Tom King's been writing Wonder Woman for a couple years, and I'm like, oh, okay, I should read this now. And my God, I just tore through it. I absolutely tore through it. Now, I understand people's reservations to it. It seems there was some intimation that Peter doesn't like it, and I can actually sort of see why he wouldn't. And it's a representation of Diana that, the kind of love and humanity she espouses is perhaps a little more in her actions than her words. It's a grim situation. I mean, it's Tom King, so of course it's grim. But of course it is. Of course, it's Tom King. It's grim. It's nihilist. It's suicidal. You can't get enough of it. But I enjoyed it. I thought it was a ripping read. So I got caught up on that. I've been reading the new Powers series.
Bendis, yes.
Oh, yeah. How's that been?
It is good. It is enjoyable. It's just unsettling, the reminder that the characters you started out with are now middle age.
Okay.
He's allowed time to progress.
I've been curious about that.
Yeah. And so Detective Pilgrim, in particular, I mean, he doesn't come out and say what age she is, but clearly she's a bit older. So it's a bit of a reminder that we're all crumbling to dust. Thank you.
I've been feeling that for 20 years.
Yeah. But it is good. Someone's mentioning Moon Knight by Jed McKay. I always read that. And I did read issue 1 of the new Die series by Kieran Gillen. I've read the old one and really enjoyed the old one. So I'm looking forward to probably gonna let that bank a while.
I'm gonna wait for the deluxe when it comes out in 4 years or so.
Yeah, I will see whether I'm able to. Yeah, there you go. Yeah. Okay.
The new Goon.
The Goon. Yeah.
Gooning out. I got a chance to finish Flash Wade Omnibus 3
Okay.
a couple days ago. Yeah, got that in the mail. I finished out what I hadn't read, which it's all phenomenal stuff, because obviously it is. Love the Dark Flash saga. I love the way that Wade incorporates hyper time and his own previous setups into the end of what I believe is the best Flash run ever put out and printed to date. So yeah, I think that would be my my best read so far. So this year,
I'm really digging DC KO as well. I got to admit, I don't read much DC,
yes.
but really liking it.
You know what? Fuck me, that has been really great. And I was skeptical going into it. I was like, oh, another one where they're going to hit each other. Because I am not one of those people who goes, what would happen if Aquaman fought Iron Man? I just don't care. But here, it actually has been a pretty strong story.
Yeah, man. I'm looking forward to that, Omni, when that comes out one day.
And that battle royale they had with, like, Vampirella and Homelander from The Boys and so on. They're like, it's kind of gimmicky, but it was actually pretty wonderful.
The only thing I wish, which is so greedy of me, I know, because it was only one issue and you had so many guest stars in that one issue. I just wish the fight, I'm not spoiling anything, but I just wish the fight between Superman and Homelander was longer, because how many times are you going to see that in your life?
Yeah. As someone just said, KO is pretty much DC's version of Contest of Champions. It's actually better than Contest of Champions. And that's one that I think, when it's collected in Omnibus, actually might be worthy of it, because a lot of those side issues are actually side battles. They actually matter. The problem with a lot of omnibuses is that a lot of the tie-in comics really don't feed into the whole all that much. The ties are pretty thin, but here the ties are pretty necessary. So I would think as an omnibus, yeah, it's going to be pretty
I
great.
loved, as a wrestling fan, I loved that Galactic Slam issue as well. That was great.
Yeah.
For sure. And then the one thing too about DC omnibuses, before we move on to the other question, is that they typically tend to map out their event omnis with, oh, this is the order you read it in, with the exception of Final Crisis for whatever reason. Like the Dark Knights Metal and the Death Metal omnibus, they don't have Metal 1 through 6, and then it's all the tie-ins. It's Metal 1. tie-in, whatever in between the issues. So having KO in that will be pretty nice to go through.
Yeah.
There was a question about Moon Knight. Yes, any news on a Moon Knight by Jed McKay, potential omnibus reprint and a potential volume 2? Nothing in the works yet on a volume 2. Our reprint poll is upcoming for Marvel omnibuses soon. So what I would suggest, if you really, really want another chance at that Moon Knight, go ahead and be sure to mark it near the top when that poll.
I find it hard to believe that both of those aren't going to happen, though.
Well, I would assume that they can't do a volume 2 until they have to let Jed McKay keep cranking out more Moon Knight, and I would assume you're just going to be waiting a while until there's enough of those issues to justify a volume 2. When they do they'll do volume 2. When they do volume 2, one expects they'll reprint volume 1. But you could be waiting a while because these things take time.
That's for sure. Here is we got 2 super chats, so I want to get to the quickly get back to the chat. Doc Holiday.
Oh Lord.
Thank you for oh my gosh. Your top 5 DC weapons to own and why of this list.
I need a piece of paper.
Spear of Destiny, Mobius Chair, Cosmic Treadmill, Nth Metal, Lasso of Truth, the Helmet of Fate, Green Lantern Ring, Madame Xanadu Tarot Cards, Morpheus Helm, and Batman's Utility Belt.
Okay. To own.
So,
hold on.
I'm not quite sure what the Spear of Destiny does.
I can explain that. Go ahead.
Or the Morpheus Helm, but I know everything else.
Okay, hold on. Let's see. Okay.
But it's clearly the GL ring for number 1.
Hold on, I'm just making a list here.
Omar will indeed return in Avengers Doomsday.
I love how all of these are like really cosmic, powerful things, and then you've got Batman's utility belt.
Well, yeah, it's the ultimate plot device.
Tarot. Lasso. Actually, yeah. Lasso. And then, oh Lord. Okay. Mobius Chair. Okay. Oh, damn it. Nth Metal. Oh. Shit.
Hey, listen, man. If you got Hawkman's mace, there are a lot of proponents.
That's the one. Nth. Oh, yeah. Okay. Oh, okay. Okay. All right. I think I've got it. Okay. Dom, okay. Do you have your list?
I have my list off the top of my head, and I'm going to be... I have Helmet of Fate at 1.
Okay.
I've got the Mobius Chair at 2 because I adore knowledge. I've got the tarot cards at 3.
Okay.
I've got the Cosmic Treadmill at 4. And then I've got the Green Lantern Ring at 5.
Okay. Well, I think Spear of Destiny is number 1 because Spear of Destiny, I mean, as far, okay, here, the comics version and the Legends of Tomorrow version kind of overlap in my head. But the Spear of Destiny sort of is a reality rewriter. It sort of is, you get the impression it sort of is their Infinity Gauntlet if people could figure out how to use it properly. Because certainly in the TV show, in Legends of Tomorrow, it's that if you get the Spear of Destiny, you can rewrite reality permanently with no paradoxes. So you get the Spear of Destiny, you are basically God. The comics version is a little less powerful, but one gets the impression that Hitler, thank God, Hitler didn't know how to use it right. So, but I think because the Spear of Destiny is so freaking powerful, that would have to be number one.
Mm-hmm.
Helmet of Fate is probably number two, although you'd have to put up with, being hosted by a god of order or a lord of order. So that would have the problem that you've got to kind of share your body. It's like,
If you've been married before, that's fine. You're used to that.
Yes, there's that. So Mobius chair, yeah, number three. Lasso of Truth, number four. Think of what you could do with that one. Think of so many people that you could lasso.
That's fair. That is
let your mind wander to so many politicians. You could force them to tell the truth. The tarot cards would be helpful. And then we start to get stuff like, okay, a Green Lantern ring is good. Am I getting a battery to go with it? Or, how often is it going to run out of power? Do I get it and it's charged the once?
Right.
Do I
and it's also expensive too. That's canon.
And it's also expensive. Presumably we're not buying these things. But yeah.
I know. Where are you picking these up? On
I can't afford any of them. I can't afford Batman's utility belt. The helm of Morpheus helm, that's got to be fairly low on the list because that's a monkey's paw situation. If you have it, the Dream King is probably going to come for you. Or I would think if mortals try to use it, very bad things are going to happen. Certainly with his pouch of dust, when people started using it, that didn't go great at all. So I think that's one that if you have it, don't use the damn thing. I can't run on the cosmic treadmill fast enough to use it. So that's going to be an issue. I would just be kind of jogging along there. And Batman's utility belt, unless you need shark repellent, then that could be a problem. So
that's fair.
Yeah. There we go. Folks, I've done the best I can for you.
There you go.
Well, I really appreciate the way that you guys clearly explained what the Morpheus helm and Spear of Destiny was. So my list is going to be the GL ring, first and foremost. I don't care what anybody says. That is the greatest bloody thing that you can use. Next is going to be the Morbius chair, because I too adore knowledge. Then after that is going to be the Spear of Destiny, because why wouldn't you want to be God? That sounds like a great job. After that, you're going to have the Nth Medal, because I'm assuming that comes with like some sort of weapon that you get to walk around and be like, yo, Aussieverse for life. After that is going to be Lasso of Truth, because then I get to lasso everybody and be like, hey, pineapple on pizza, is it really good? And people will give me their real answer. After that, it'll be the Morpheus helm, because I have no idea what that is. So that just sounds like a great weird time.
I'm glad you don't own Sandman, Bo.
Yeah,
Sandman. Okay. Then we've got the Cosmic Treadmill, because I'll be walking that shit. After that, we'll have the Batman's utility belt, because in my utility belt, there is definitely shark repellent. After that is the tarot cards, which my first stop would be to go to Cliff on Comics' house and use them on him. And is that all of them? That's all of them. There we go.
I was on the phone with Denny O'Neil one time, and he told me that he got a little irritated at like the kind of outlandish uses of Batman's utility belt. His philosophy was that Batman and his utility belt would keep a few essential things that would be useful, like lockpicks, possibly money, because if he finds himself out somewhere and he's needs to become Bruce Wayne, and he's got some money. So some of his essentials, but he said what irritated him was if Batman suddenly needed a dancing dwarf playing a harmonica, that one would appear out of the belt. So I'm like, well, that doesn't make some sense. Yeah.
Okay, that's fair enough.
Well, if you've had mini Supermen come out of Superman's hands before, why not?
Right.
That's fair enough.
By the way, pineapple on pizza is delicious. Yeah, that would be my vote.
My man.
This Flapjack is asking, he's keen on collecting Mark Waid Flash, and I'm unsure whether I should get the Omnis or wait for a potential DC finest. Fine with waiting. I just like a cohesive shelf. I said this yesterday during our DC stream. DC is focusing DC finest on books that they haven't necessarily had a chance to publish with another form. So, for example, if you have the JLA, you have the JLA books, right? That we were talking about, I think like a couple of streams ago, Lars, where it's like the book 1, book 2, and they're the super thick trade paperbacks. They are not doing those in DC Finest because the line has already come out and they want to finish it before they eventually get to that portion of JLA in DC Finest. So what I would say, Flapjack, get the Omnis because it doesn't appear that they are going to prioritize Flash, at least in that era, anytime soon. So that would be my 2 cents.
There's not a lot of overlap. There's a little overlap, like they did reprint the Doom Patrol Silver Age Omnibus and put it on DC Finest at the same time. But for the most part, you're right. I think the advice here would be the Omnis are available now. And if you want them, get them. But I think if you hang around waiting for the DC Finest, you're going to be waiting a long time.
Yeah.
So, I mean, now you may decide, I really don't want the Omnis. Okay. Base your decision to whether you want the Omnis or not on whether you want the Omnis, because that's what you can get right now. Yeah.
Indeed. They're still in print. As you know, sometimes when stuff cuts out of print, it is very hard to track and find them now. So get volumes 1 through 3 if we buy wherever our sponsors. Doing a chronological read-through for DC is Absolute Infinite Crisis to understand what's going on. Do I need the Omni?
Yes.
No.
It's Infinite Crisis. It's a freaking fantastic event. Of course you need the Omni.
My question to you, Body by Liefeld, is at what point are you in your DC reads? At what point are you in your DC reads, and what's next on the docket?
Yeah.
After that would be my next question.
Well, the question is, will I understand it? I think you will understand it. There's I hate to be like this. There's an awful lot of these event books that the tie-ins just may not add to the whole like one would hope. And so, like, can you read Infinite Crisis without reading the rest of it? Yeah, you absolutely can. Now, Infinite Crisis is reliant on previous stories. It's reliant on Crisis. So you'll need to have read Crisis in Infinite Earths first, ideally, then Infinite Crisis. But no, I don't think you need to read all the time material. I haven't read all the time material, and I felt like I understood it.
Yeah, I would say, again, I just want to know where you are. The reading order, Body by Liefeld, would be helpful in answering the question. Cheers. Do you guys know if a Night in Bloodhaven will come in omnibus format, not a compendium kind of person? As of what I know right now, the compendiums are currently their way of pushing through that era of Nightwing. So as of the moment, yes.
So I'm a little, if I'm skeptical that it's going to come out in omnibus, it's purely because we're learning that era of DC Comics, some of them, the files will not support the omnibus format. So this is apparently what happened with the James Robinson Starman, is that they solicited an omnibus of it, and then they discovered, the files don't expand up that big. The restoration money would be quite a bit. So that's why they went to the compendium, is because the compendium was attainable. Night in Bloodhaven is from that same era. And so, like, I don't have any insider knowledge, but it would not shock me if that too was a problem where they go, the files don't support an omnibus thing. They could, now maybe they'll go, it's Chuck Dixon, Nightwing, it's worth the restoration money. But the first question would be, can they currently print at that size? And I'm not sure they can.
Yeah, but as of right now, we have the compendiums. I believe all 3 are in print at the moment. So again, until then, like,
I would think it would sell. I wouldn't be.
Yeah, it's less about the selling part, just more so like they have this available now. Know if they want to, double dip their sands into 2 different sales.
Yeah, Sandman Mystery Theater, one suspects, is the same way.
Right.
Exactly. DC's file archives are all over the place, but some of those files from the 90s just can't keep up.
That's fair. Cliff on Comics, thank you for the super chat. Sorry, I got to it way late. Gosh. Could each of you name something you read in the last year that made you cry?
Good question. I can think a lot of crying I've done while not reading things.
Thank you. Yeah, I was going to say I've done a lot of that, but not.
Yes. It's like, no, I wasn't reading. No, I wasn't reading. No, I wasn't.
It's just life in general, man.
Well, That.
Made me cry. No, you know what? I can't picture. I'll tell you what, though. In the last year, the two issues that have gotten me emotional, and I've been like, oh wow, this is just brilliant, and I'm getting really the feels, as people say. It was this one issue of Fantastic Four where Johnny falls in love with an alien. I think it was like Fantastic Four number 6 or somewhere around the early North run. That one issue was spectacular. I absolutely loved that issue. And the other one was, this is going back probably more than a year now, but the Nightcrawler X-Men Blue Origins, where it shows the relationship between him and his mum. That was a great issue too, man. So those two are probably close.
Wait, is this the one that reveals his true parentage?
Yeah. But it's
really
really
good.
shows.
It's really good, man. Yeah,
it's a bold choice. Well, it's a bold choice, although it's apparently what Claremont wanted to do, sort of in the '80s, and just he wasn't kind of allowed. Yeah. No, I worry for these shows. I need to be keeping a journal of more what I read, because I feel like there must have been something, but I can't quite recall it. Again, the non-reading events where I was crying override that thought. A couple of them that as you say, stirred me emotionally, although they weren't comics, was my book club read I'm Glad My Mom Died. Yeah, my bank statement makes me cry, no kidding. My book club read I'm Glad My Mom Died, which is Jenny, what's her name? Hold on, I'm glad.
Justin, I like this answer.
Jeanette McCurdy. Jenny McCurdy.
Oh, dude, I love her growing up with iCarly. Gosh, makes me feel
the iCarly actress who wrote a memoir about about growing up with a very controlling mother who gave her all sorts of complexes about her weight and acting and everything else, and it was a very moving, raw memoir about her coming to terms with the absolute just horribleness that her mother put on her. And one of the things I liked about it was, even though her mother was irredeemably terrible, she was like, but here's what I remember about my mom that was good, and I missed this good part of her. I missed that characteristic. I missed this. And yeah, things are really complicated. So like with her mother, the bad outweighed the good, but you're like, there was still some good there. There was still some stuff she learned. So that was really good. And then recently, on the plane to LA, I started doing a deep dive into The Expanse. Because I read book 1 on an airplane years ago, and I'm like, well, I'm on an airplane, I might as well and I stuck to read. I'm like, my God, this is good. I wouldn't say it moved me to tears, but I was like, this is the real shit. This is really good.
And guess who's here to talk about the airplane?
Oh, welcome.
You guys hear me okay?
We can hear you.
Okay. So first of all, it's Saturday morning, guys, and Lars is talking about dead moms. Yeah, I have a reputation online,
and we're glad
you guys are killing me.
And we're glad they're dead. We're glad they're dead. Yeah.
Oh man, I was debating on jumping in or not, so I'll be here for just a little bit, not to steal the thunder.
Okay.
My voice is still a little.
I was gonna say, you sound a little rough for wear. Have you just been
These
using
guys crazy, man? They kept me up till 3 a.m. last night. I'm like, I'm in my 40s, dude. I need to go to bed. But then it's like the Latino part of me comes out. And it's like, nah, man, let's go karaoke.
Karaoke. Oh my God, what was your song?
I didn't even get a chance, man. Publishers and retailers are awesome. They're just like they had a list ready. I was singing along. It was really cool. It's really cool to see people not be at their jobs, not be behind email, like just be people. It's awesome, and how everybody just gets along, and everybody knows everybody. It's been a lot of fun. It's been crazy, surreal, and miss my wife and kids. Texted them this morning. Oh no, Cliff had a question. I'm so sorry, Cliff. What was Cliff? Is Cliff the one that started the dead moms thing?
And there were pictures of you swanning around DC.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
It's that was crazy. That was surreal. that didn't even feel like I met with Nick Napolitano.
Okay.
He was on Zoom. He wanted to meet me, but he couldn't make it in. He was supposed to. He's out in Vegas, so he's Dustin's boss, and he just wanted to thank me. And it was one of the most humbling and amazing because it was him. And of course, let me make sure I got the names right first of all, because I'm so bad at butchering, and I'm probably going to butcher people's names. But I met with Dustin Kitchens. He's the one that gave me the tour.
Mm-hmm.
I met with the collected editions editor Alex Geller, who's one of my favorites. I love that guy. I think him and Peter would get along really well when it comes to mapping. And Nick Napolitano was on a Zoom call in this little conference room meeting, and then Angie Rambajaros, probably not how you pronounce her name, but she's kind of the one that kind of makes the books actually come to reality. Looks at the numbers. Ooh, the numbers awesome. They're crazy. They took me, and Nick said something that really shocked me. He said, I just wanted to take time because he watches my shows. And he was like, to thank you because I looked to your channel when we were trying to get everything back. Now, Nick's been in the industry for years, like decades, right? You probably remember him. He's a phenomenal letterer, but now he's in charge of like Dustin and that team. And then we're trying to rebuild it. And he looked to my channel to see like ideas of what to bring out. And yeah, it was very humbling. It was weird. Like, I don't know how else to describe it. I mean, there's things I can't talk about. I will say the Bronze Age Batman Omnibus, needs a price correction. I think it's 125, and we'll have a paper. I told him, I was like, it's very important that you put what paper stock you will have in the before people pre-order.
Yeah,
I think once they know, like they'll be like, oh, I was expecting this, or oh, I can't believe they swindled me again. But I think it's very important, and they're going to try to do that and update the solicitations. They're just going to get to it in time. Yeah, it was crazy.
Yes, how many people said they grew up watching your channel?
Yeah, I haven't heard that today. I did feel like, so we did a panel yesterday, and that was really cool, surreal, because there were publishers there, like publishers I work with, and they were in the audience, and retailers, and that. I think one of the most humbling experiences I had here was being approached by some comic book creators, and I'm not going to say who, that were just as starstruck to meet me as I was them. Like they were shy. They didn't want to say hi.
Yeah.
I was talking to somebody and I saw it out of the corner of my eye. And I was like, are you? And he was like, dude, I'm sorry. Like the way he approached it was so adorable, because it was like the way I would approach like one of these comic creators. And he was like, I just want to thank you, man. I love what you do and like covering my books and stuff. Then there were some surprises, like legit people here that I was like, whoa, that's not it. Like Frank Miller, Klaus Janson, together in the same room. That's crazy. Like legit. I don't think anybody saw that coming. To do the celebration of 40 years of Dark Knight Returns, which is also crazy that it's been 40 years. And it was kind of emotional just hearing, because to a lot of us, we read it when we were kids, and to hear him explain what it meant to him, why decisions were made for certain characters and stuff. He did not. He did.
Yeah.
I got to hang out with Jonathan Hickman for a little bit, and he was like, he's such an introvert, but he was like, I'm not going to do an interview, right? I don't do interviews. I just want to go home and write. And I'm like, dude, I just wanted to say hi really quick. So I actually have a couple of pictures to share.
Oh, very nice.
What's funny is he was at the DC announcements with DCKO. Here's the next round of absolute titles. And he's just chilling. And I'm like, is this Jonathan Hickman just standing there drinking coffee? Are we going to get like an absolute Legion of Superheroes and Jonathan Hickman's going to blow everybody's mind? No, he just was like chilling. He's like, I'm doing a signing, because he's doing that. His books, him and Nick Spencer's books, so there's Nick, are being published by Dark Horse. So they have an exclusivity with that. And that was really cool. And then for about 3 minutes, because he's pulled away everywhere, he gave me 3 minutes to chat with him. I got to talk to Jen.
Oh, very nice.
They're just like, you know, I did, like, I'll be honest, I did not bring anything to get signed. I have one thing that's signed, which I showed on the picture that I shared on Patreon. It's the Green Lantern Sinestro Corps Compendium.
Mm.
It's signed by Dustin and Alex, because it's really cool to work together on that. And but yeah, Jim Lee was cool. Like, you know, I've met him at conventions and he signed. Yeah, he's a super busy guy, but just to chill and talk to him, and he had 2 phones down. I'm like, I never want to bother a man with 2 phones out. I'm so sorry.
Jim Lee's always cool. He's always cool.
He's a cool dude, man. Yeah, everybody. I saw David for a while. Like we had a chance, but everybody wants to talk to David. Like David comes here from Marvel. This is DC. It's funny because this is like DC territory. And like he's talking to everybody, all the retailers and distributors, because Lunar and PRH are here, and also like Nancy Spears and him are friends. That joke came out so many times. Oh man, there's so many funny stories behind the scenes, how something almost happened and didn't happen because a little mistake was made, or how close something was to not being made because anyway, I can't share those, but I will say I got to see the mock-ups of Wonder Woman Historia, Absolute Wonder Woman Historia.
Okay.
It's beautiful. Sure. It is it's a wooden box. It comes with a magnetic like flap, so you don't pull it out. It's a magnetic flap. It is the dimensions of the magazine. And Dustin was like, I had to make sure it's taller than an Absolute, but it still fits in my K-Lax. I was like, that's collectors. He understands collectors. Yeah. And then I saw the mock-up. I couldn't take pictures because these are mock-ups and they're still testing the papers. I got to feel the paper for a project that hasn't even been announced yet. The Man of Steel, the Absolute Man of Steel. I got to see like what they're doing. Maybe I'm allowed to describe it. I don't know. But
please do.
So it's like it's a die cut slipcase. So the slipcase will come out and you have Superman, like the John Byrne Superman punching, and like it's got the the shield. And that's the cutout, and then in the back, it's that famous image from issue number 1. But yeah, that was really cool, and got to see the different failed mock-ups of like why they went a different route. It's so awesome to talk about paper stock to people that like, oh yeah, this matters. Like we got to make sure that this is. What do you think about this? Because they're doing a special project with a different paper stock. But yeah, it was really cool, surreal. Again, hanging out with people.
That's so cool.
Yeah, absolutely. You may need to do a 101 show on paper stock, because I think there's just becoming so much confusion about it. Like, people calling the Warlord Omnibus newsprint and things like that.
Oh yeah,
what they've been doing with the GI Joe compendiums and so on. I think it's more and more needing some explanation.
That was really cool. They thanked me for like, he was like, it was really cool to see all the negativity kind of go away after you made your video explaining the paper stock, and he was like, and I think that's that's why you matter. Like it makes people feel a little bit at ease, like, and then people have still the decision of whether to buy it or not. And
I think there is a lot of swirling confusion about it.
There was one thing that Nick wanted to gift me. I was like, I didn't even bring any books. I don't, I can't take any books back, but he wanted to make sure I got this, and it's the limited DC and I was like, dude, that's Carhartt. That's like Tommy Hilfiger in Kentucky.
Right.
Is that a comic bag?
Yeah. It's designed to be a comic bag. It's pretty cool. So
very nice.
He wanted me to. That was really sweet. I did. Yeah, the office. I took pictures and I'll be sharing on social media. It's been that crazy. Like I haven't had a chance to post anything, and I know people that are here, press that are here, are actually sharing pictures and announcements, and I get to meet a lot of those people whose work I'm very familiar with because we're all in the same kind of circle. Yeah. So anyway, that's my quick little recap. I'm supposed to be at breakfast here in a little bit, and what else we can make. I gotta go film Cheap Graphic Novels today. I'm doing a tour of their warehouse because he's only about 40 minutes from here. It was cool because Christian and Max are here, and I don't know when that will happen again. And so I was like, so I took plenty of pictures of people I met, and I wish Peter was here because I had some compliments about Peter and how crazy his mapping is and how some people look at it and really appreciate it. And then our video with X-Men, how many creators watched it, and how many creators are like, that's the kind of videos you guys need to do, man. 4 hours is what people want. And explaining the same thing over and over again, spoon feed them, give it to them. And I was like, oh yeah, I mean, we're gonna come back. We just haven't decided what characters yet. It does take a lot of work. And then of course, meeting all these people that I've talked to for years. I had a breakfast with Jack Cohen. I've known Jacqueline since 2006. I think is the first time we connected, because I had a podcast and then I had a magazine articles I was writing. And she's always been my contact at I think it was a Top Shelf, and then it was Dark Horse, and then she went over to Fantagraphics. She stayed there for 15 years, and now she's over at Abrams Books. So, people want me to do breaking news. That was really cool. Yeah, like some of these people I've worked with over the years are like, "Are you okay doing breaking news for manga?" I was like, "Am I ever?" That's also my jam. So, they showed the mock-up of the Witch Hat Atelier hard leather bound from Kodansha. That looks really cool.
Wow.
Yeah, that looks really cool. I think that's it. That's all I had to share. I didn't want to steal the Saturday stream. I just wanted to check in.
Steal the Saturday stream,
Steal
bro.
the Saturday stream.
Stream.
Well,
I'm a
man,
professional.
You've presented yourself pretty well, so we may have you on the show again.
I told Jim Lee I turned down the chance to go see him at a local comic book store because I was like, I have a Saturday live stream every Saturday. And he was like, what? And I'm like, I'm a professional, dude. Like, people expect me to be there. You understand the business of people, Jim. No, he was really cool.
Well,
Really
Omar,
cool
I'm sure it's exhausting being as popular and beloved as you are, but I want you to know that you're bearing it really well. You're bearing it really, really
thank
well.
you. Thank you.
Yeah.
It's a very humbling experience. Sometimes it's like the imposter syndrome, kicks in a little bit. Like, it's like, what am I doing? Like, I'm on a panel. I think I said it. I may have said that on the panel. Like, what am I even doing here? Like, I'm in my 40s. I'm supposed to be in IT. That was my career. And now I'm talking about comics and to retailers and publishers and
can we get more near mint condition logos on any future books?
Mm-hmm.
We're gonna do it. Unfortunately, the way that marketing works for DC, they don't do influencer things.
Yeah.
But what I want to do, I talked to Walt or Christian and Max. I was like, well, let's let people choose a cover, and it can still be the near mint condition DC Omnibus cover, and then they can buy it from one of your stores. I did meet a dude from Australia who
he was great, right?
Well, I was like, people ask me, I'm like, I don't have a sponsor in Australia, and he was like, well, maybe we can talk. And I was like, okay. Actually, Christian made that introduction. I don't think I have a Wikipedia entry.
But Lars
work on that, Dom.
Okay, but I love how you're like, well, a guy in Australia, as if Australians are so interchangeable. Any guy from Australia will do.
Well, no.
It's just a small country.
Did you tell him about Aussieverse?
I did.
Right.
I said there's guys down there that do the same thing I do. They're called Aussieverse. So he started looking up all the channels and stuff, and then later on that night,
we try to do the same thing you do. We don't actually do it.
No, I give credit where credit is due. It's we have a very similar taste, and that is something I heard, by the way, from a lot of the retailers, and because that's all that's here, right? This is not a convention; it's a retailer and publisher kind of meetup, and so that I have built a wonderful community, but also a wonderful panel community, people that people trust, and they go and start watching. And I thought that was really cool. That people watch our live streams and then they go and watch everybody else's live stream. And they're like, some of them are like, oh man, I love that Omni Dog guy. That guy's crazy. Or Chubby Ray. I don't know if he's watching. He got a shout out. There's a guy.
Really?
Oh my gosh, I have his card. He's like, man, you got to get Chubby Ray to my store. And I'm like, that guy? Not me? And I was just playing with him. I love Chubby Ray. So,
YouTubers there, or is it just yourself, Omar?
It's just me. Because there's just 5 press people. It's like 5 press people, and it's Sketched, is Repop, it's Tiffany, who's my editor on the new zine I'm working on, and that comes out in September. And who else? There's a couple of other people that are. I mean, that's it. There's no influencers. Well, I mean, James Tynion has his own influencers with him, right? Like it's like a they all walk around together and eat dinner together and they have parties. Oh my gosh, yeah, I went to the Ignition party and then the DC Vertigo party. I took my brother with me. He was like, "Man, this is so weird," because he's not big into comics. Like he reads them, but he's big into manga. I'm trying to think of what else.
All of these parties. Is it just like Caligula's Rome all over again?
Free alcohol, baby. That's what's up. This guy can drink.
All of a sudden, Chips and Dusty's going to have a photo of Omar with no shirt on.
I don't know if they're watching now. I'm sure they're super busy, but the guys from Rebellion 2080, I love those guys. We partied together on Friday. I had no idea how we all ended up in the same car, and I was like, I'm coming. I'm coming to the UK this summer, and they're gonna give me the tour and go drink at the Tolkien and C.S. Lewis bar.
Oh yeah.
Oh my God,
Which I have to do. I drank at the Ernest Hemingway bar in Spain, so I was like, well, that's just another thing I want to check off my list. Yeah, still surreal. Like, and they spoke highly of the community and the feedback. Like he was, I can't remember who it was. Somebody at DC, maybe it was Alex or Dustin, was talking about how, even the negative comments about the books are always done in a nice way of putting it. Yeah. It's that was cool, and I think that says a lot about our, what we've built, and I'm really proud of that. And I'm really humble, but pretty proud of myself now.
Yeah, you should be. You should be, absolutely. And getting in there, and dying early of cirrhosis is the goal. So well done.
Wow.
Well done.
That
means a life fruitfully lived. Yeah.
That's what that means.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. I'll put that on my grave. Thanks a lot, Lars. You can write the Wizard article. There's a new magazine that just came out. Actually, I took pictures of it. They offered me a copy, and I'm like, it comes out March 1st.
Do you mean comics?
Comics, the magazine.
I'm not quite sure. I'm not quite sure how to pronounce this. Do you pronounce it comics?
But people are excited. Like I think they had 100,000 copies ordered.
Yeah. I've issued one. Yeah.
Yeah, that's a big deal. And I'm like, I know a guy that used to write for Wizard magazine.
Oh, well.
I don't know if those days are long gone or not, Lars, but it's really cool to see print magazine again.
Yes. I mean, I think there's a lot of us who are really behind them and hoping this is going to, succeed really well. We'll see. I'm looking forward to issue one.
So there was a limit one facsimile edition with a Comics Pro cover of Dark Knight Returns, signed by Frank Miller and Klaus Janson.
Okay.
It was for retailers only. So I didn't get a copy. I got to take a picture with with Christian's copy. I was like, Christian, come on, man.
Hook your brother up.
Come on, man.
We're tight.
I still send people your way, dude. And he was like, Omar, this is the one thing I cannot give you. I was like, oh man. I even tried to get like it was just like talking to Matt, one of the marketing guys at DC. I'm like, because he watches our videos, and he was like, man, we love what you guys do. And I went up to him and I'm like, look, I've never asked for a free book. Well, how do I get a copy of that? He was like, oh man, it's all up to Comics Pro. We delivered them a box, and we took her, like, we just didn't want to. We didn't want to hand them out to people.
Sure.
So yeah,
you had the perfect bag to hide it in as well.
I was made a joke last night because everybody's holding it in the elevator, and I'm like, wonder how many copies are going to end up on eBay tonight.
Yes.
Oh, they did an auction last night. That was really cool. I think they said it was like $62,000, like original art, sketches.
Cool.
One of the guys I was hanging out with actually bought the Tim Sale sketchbook. That thing was gorgeous.
Oh,
yeah.
Okay.
Yeah. High-end items, dude. Like.
Well, you and I were at that auction at Heroes Con, and that was nuts, too.
Well, yeah, that's all original art. This was like different formats, or it belonged, like, oh my gosh, I cannot remember the lady's name that's doing this very popular manga. Gotcha something. My brother's over there, and I know he can tell me. Do you remember what it's called? What the heck did you just say? Gotcha what? So they auction off an original, like, so it's from her collection, the Japanese Gotcha. I'm sure somebody. Gotcha Kuda. That's it. Thank you. They auctioned it off. What they did not know is when, who was it? It was somebody from Square Enix that won it. When they went to open it up, there is a full sketch on the first like opening page, like of her original art. And I was like, whoa, nobody knew it was there because nobody had opened up the, like, it's like a limited edition box set from Japan. It's not even in English, but it belonged to the creator. And yeah, there's like a sketch of her characters. I was like, wow, that's awesome. Kei Udana, is that it? Okay, yeah. That was really, so it's items like that, like personal collections. The script, the Amazing Spider-Man 299, and the script to Amazing Spider-Man 300, from the typewriter of David Michelinie. That 300, I did bid on the 299. I'm like, there's no way I'm going to get the 300, but I'm going to bid on this 299. And I went, maybe it was the bourbon, but I was like, let's keep it going. I did not get it. I did not get it. I make YouTube money.
Yeah. What are you allowed to say what it went for?
I want to say, I think it was like 20,000 something.
Holy
No, 12,000. Sorry, 12,000 for the 300.
All right, the price tag,
That
man.
doesn't make it better.
Oh,
Yeah,
my
it's
God.
like,
once
where's
it-
this $5,000 bill
past
going?
1,000, I was like, I'm out.
Yeah,
And
and you're
that's why
you're thinking, damn it, I forgot to become rich.
right. But no, I mean, it all went to a good cause. That was really cool.
Yeah.
And rich or not, if you live in Europe and you're interested in buying and pre-ordering that Chip Zdarsky omnibus Omar was talking about, check out our friends, our guy Krisha over at Walt's Comic Shop, where they have cheapest pre-order prices for those big DC books in the EU. And if you let them know that we sent you with near print condition at checkout, you can get free shipping on all your countries with your first order over 40 EUs. So Walt's Comic Shop,
Whoa.
your reliable source for omnibuses and collected editions in Europe. Ding.
Ting.
Yeah, they
That was
they
great.
will
That was beautiful.
they will happily take your money no matter how much of it you have or how little of it you have. Yes.
You talking about the auction or Walt's Comic Shop? What are we
Walt's
talking
Comic
about? Well, okay, well.
Yeah.
I want you
he's
to tell me more about this sign that you said you're doing. And so I haven't heard about that.
Yeah, it comes out in September. It's called Staples. It's I think 16, 18 pages of a small little section that's going to be about whatever book is coming out that I'm excited for every month. So pretty cool. I haven't written anything in years, and I don't have the time. But also, like, I think I said yes before I even really thought about it. Like, I really shouldn't, but it's also another way to get my name out there,
Well, I'm
solidify.
going to have to get a copy of that, man.
Well, and a former Wizardite to beta test it for you, so
I do, but I don't know how you would twist my article around to make it a legion of superheroes every time I write it.
But most importantly, how many Legion omnibuses are coming out? No, I appreciate there's other things.
I can Amiga test it.
Okay, I like that.
Beta.
The guy from Sketched, he was telling me that him and Chip are gonna do it like a monthly show just about life, talking, not really comics. I was like, oh yeah, Chip is great. People spoke fondly of him.
Yeah.
All right.
The Kickstarter. When is the magazine you're writing for? It's gonna be funded by Kickstarter. When does that launch?
I want to say around the San Diego Comic Con month.
Okay.
That's what Tiffany's doing here, talking to people and kind of explaining what exactly it's going to be. But yeah, pretty cool. Yeah, so really excited about that. I think that's all the stories I have. So yeah, on our social media, I'll share the pictures of stuff and things that I can share. I think that's it for DC. I think, it was I legit hung out with them for like 4 hours at their offices. They took me out to lunch. I went to the wrong parking lot because it's all part of WB. So it's like where they film movies and TV shows. And of course, I'm like, oh God, please don't get arrested. So luckily Dustin was like, oh, you may just park over here. It's kind of crazy because it's just so friendly and like figures everywhere, comics everywhere, like original art, single issues, and I mean, it was just cool. There's the only room I didn't get into was what was it called, the research library, and like no one has access except for like one guy, and he wasn't there because Dustin's like, oh, you would love this, man. Like, it's got all the books in order and stuff. But I did go to the archives. That was really cool, where they go in for research. of what's been collected before.
Yeah.
So
Sweet.
I have not talked about. I am actually interviewing them the day that the Kickstarter goes live. If you're wondering about the GI Joe Compendium box set, I actually talked to Nathan. I saw him here with Robert Kirkman. Yeah, a lot of these people just like Rob Liefeld and Todd McFarlane were here. I think Rob wasn't even on the list. He just showed up because him and Todd were going to hang out or something, and my brother got to see him because I was with IDW, like hanging out with them. And my brother's like, "Hey, I recognize somebody, Rob Liefeld." I'm like, "What?" And yeah, I found out he was here. Both him and Todd were just chilling. It's like things like that. You'll just find people just kind of chilling, like instead of waiting hours in line. Yeah. Okay, I'm gonna get off here. Answer some questions, you all. Thank you all so much.
Well, thank you for being our correspondent in the field, and we appreciate
First time
that.
viewer.
Yeah,
I appreciate it.
Freelance maverick that you are, and again, maybe we can talk to you again.
Thank you for the invite, guys, and you all enjoy your rest of your Saturday. I'm out of here.
Just want more pictures of Spider-Man.
Enjoy it, Omar. You deserve it.
Thanks, buddy. Bye, guys.
I think we just had the most surreal, like 30-minute catch up.
I know
we've ever had.
Yeah,
as if I am still in awe from everything that Omar was talking to me about, like, you know, the lead up to it, and now like listening to him reminisce in just how cool the experience was at this retailer summit.
Yeah.
I mean, I cannot be any more happy for our epic YouTube dad and leader.
Yeah. No, and we just got dumped on by a snowstorm, and I'm like, here I am surrounded by snow and ice, and I'm not doing anything nearly that exciting. It's like shit.
Those comic bags are really cool, man. I've got one. They've got those slots in
them.
Yeah, really, really cool.
They are really cool. Yeah, it's something that. Now, see, like Omar's like, man, I'm jealous of all these people. I'm like, well, shoot, man, I'm jealous of you just listening to all of this transpire in the last 3 days. And
I just visually see Hickman, like, I'll be like, dude, you wrote my favorite Avengers and Fantastic Four.
Hickman doesn't even want to be there, apparently. So yeah, that's the see. This is where like the rumors start. You know, Omar puts that out there now that DC, or he's at the DC panel listening to all of their publishing initiative announcements, because, you know, that's typically what the summit is there for. You know, like the retailers say, like, oh, like this is what, you know, publishers say, this is what we're going to do with the retailers. And now
we post Omar let us know that the absolute Wonder Woman Amazonia looks like crap. Don't buy it.
These words are not sponsored by Oven 2 for Near Me Condition. Okay, but yeah, I like how Omar thanked the three of you for inviting him onto his own show.
We do that.
I just don't even.
Look, we'd like to give new talent a chance to shine if we can. The operative word is talent. They actually have to have it, but give them a chance and see what happens.
Yeah, indeed. Here's the thing, man. I mean, considering how climactic his 30 minutes of runtime here was, and just explaining every single itty bitty cool thing. How the heck do we follow this up, guys?
How dare you? We are cool enough to rise to that challenge.
Yes, I would agree with that.
No,
I would.
We now answer some more questions.
We can answer some more questions, guys. But yes, everything that Omar said is true. The only thing that, because this is just the nitpicking part of my youngish brain. He talked about DC possibly in future solicitations talking about the paper quality stock for books, because sometimes, the DC omnibuses will have different, like, for example, the Tom Taylor Titans omnibus is for sure going to have a different type of paper stock than the Batman Bronze Age or your Warlord omnibus. I would like them to also note, because some of these omnis that you see, like, the Rom v Swamp Thing, 600 pages, but it's $100. And then others, it's like, $100, but it's 1,200 pages. But, the Swamp Thing, the Rom v Omnibus might have something on the dust jacket. We've seen foil covers on the dust. Like, like all of these, like, little itty bitty cool gimmicks that DC, does like to do with their books, which make them cooler, but might also make production more costly because foil covers, all of these different gimmicks are not cheap. That's the only other
We
thing.
appreciate them though.
We do appreciate it. So shout out to DC, shout out to Marvel, shout out to everybody else for being cool, and for making me forever eternally jealous of this experience.
Yeah.
What are you currently working on, Lars?
Oh Lord. Well, at the moment I'm going through kind of a deck clearing exercise. I did finish editing About Time 2, which is our we're doing a second edition of our guide to the Patrick Troughton years of Doctor Who. I finished editing that, which is a 388,000 words to edit. So I did that, kicked that back to the writers. So I'm glad that I'm done with that. And then I should be doing some more history updates, but I got some other stuff that I'm like on the plate. Like I'm trying to work on. There's actually a novel I'm working on, trying to get that nailed down. But it is actually part of a series, so I have to really go. Okay, what the hell is going on here? I'm sort of trying to do a season finale to a novel series that wasn't built for it at all. And then I don't know. I got some other stuff I'm thinking about here. So I think this is the pregnancy stage, where things are gestating and preparing to give birth, because they say that to be a great writer, the first thing it will feel like giving birth to a refrigerator. So I guess I'm gestating the refrigerator right now.
You heard it here first. Lars got laid.
I got yes, in the strangest possible way. So yes, yeah. So About Time 2 second edition should be out this summer. A history, I'm not entirely sure what's going on there. And then there's a couple of other cool things I probably shouldn't talk about yet. So, but thank you for asking.
Fair enough.
Yes, it is.
Indeed. John is asking us a question that I unfortunately have only seen snippets and headlines of. I actually haven't gotten into, but do you guys have any thoughts on the leak of DC's New History of the DC Universe, the Dakota Incident one-shots, and the conspiracy theories surrounding the leak?
I know of the issue, but I have no idea what he's talking about with the leaks.
Yeah, so it got delayed. The comic book, anyways, got delayed to the 4th of March. At least this is according to Lunar. And for whatever reason, the book came out this week online. DC removed the app, or DC removed the issue on their DC Universe Infinite.
It was on DC Infinite.
Yes,
okay.
Before the issue was supposed to come out to comic shops.
Okay.
What annoys me as a collected edition fan is the fact that they just released the hardcover and then they do a single issue.
Possibly. Yeah, okay, well, if so the whole thing here is that it was, quote, leaked on DC Infinite. Right? Well, then it's likely to just be a clerical error.
I was going to say, it's not really a leak then, is it? It's
no,
just Marvel Unlimited have done the same thing. I remember getting Ultimate Spider-Man early and me telling other people, and they're like, how have you read that already? And then when they went to log in, it was gone.
Yeah, okay, if they've taken it down, it was probably just human error.
Yeah.
Probably, because I don't know why they would have done it deliberately. I don't see a particular advantage of, because you know what? I mean, their relationships with comic book stores, it's like, we're soliciting this thing for this date. Here's when it's out. Here's when it's out in print. Here's what's out in digital. Everyone knows the rules. And to, deliberately release a digital copy early, which can only throw off that equation, that can only serve to piss off your customers being comic book stores. So I bet you it was just human error.
Yeah.
Which happens,
What's your opinion on the Doctor Who rumors, distinguished Lars, that BBC is so desperate to get funding for new seasons that they're totally opening to reset the timeline and rebooting the show?
I have a very hard time investing in any sort of rumors of that kind until they prove to happen. I think
with Billy Piper.
Well, so there's going to be a Christmas special.
Okay.
That'll probably get one presumes, resolved in one episode.
So at the end of this year.
Correct.
Okay.
There's going to be a Christmas special that one presumes will address the whole Billy Piper thing. One sort of assumes it's going to be Russell Davis's swan song. It's not been said, but the odds of him continuing after this aren't huge. I mean, I imagine that all sorts of different options are on the table. So, I don't know. And any talk that they're hard committed to resetting the timeline, I think we just have to wait and see what happens. There's a lot of pieces that come into play there. There's a lot of pieces. Who's the new showrunner? What direction do they want to take the show? The Doctor Who's the sort of thing where there's no need to reset the timeline. You could just start with the Doctor. Well, okay, whether Billy Piper's the Doctor or not, it looks like maybe she isn't. But the main character after Billy Piper, it's like Matt Smith. You just start with day one. Here's this weirdo called the Doctor, and we're going to go. And you don't worry about the previous continuity. You just don't talk about it. It's that simple. Don't talk about it. So I don't know. I have a hard time investing in these sort of rumors and options, but it might be an option. But do they even know who the new showrunner is? If they do, great. If someone were to come in there and go, "Hey, I want to reset the timeline. I want a hard reboot. Here's how it'll be cool. Here's the direction I'm going." Da 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 da. And they were a producer with cred, then maybe they would. I don't know. Or maybe they would go, "No, this is the longest running sci-fi show in the world. Let's not throw everything out." You know? Because, you want something that's accessible, but you can make it accessible and keep the old continuity. That's not a problem.
Fair enough.
Yeah.
Does anybody know if DC will release a Bronze Age, Early Modern Age Legion of Superheroes by Paul Levitz in a hardcover omnibus format?
So we at Aussieverse recently interviewed Paul Levitz, and judging by that interview, I would say no, not for the immediate future, but it is something that a lot of people want. Mm-hmm. So I'd be very surprised if it doesn't happen, but I don't think it's happening soon.
Yeah. Now the funny thing is, he may or may not get told.
Well, that's true too. Yeah.
A friend of mine who shall go nameless, literally did not know that they were doing an omnibus, collecting huge amounts of their work, until 4 comp copies showed up on their doorstep. I mean, they were like,
"What a delivery!"
They were like, "What is this thing?" And they open up and they go, "Oh, it's 4 omnibuses of my work." And that sort of thing, like, somehow this person was living in such up a banana tree, and so worshiping the banana god, so had not noticed the solicitations. But the point is, unless you're paying attention to the solicitations, these creators aren't being told.
Yeah.
So even Paul Levitz, with his standing in the industry, if they were intending to do this, they might not tell him.
This happened
with solicitations like everyone else.
This happened to I was in the middle of an interview with John Layman. This was back in November 2024, because we were talking about the Titans run that he was going to be writing, or was it September, October, somewhere around late 2024, quarter 3 2024. And I told him in the middle of the interview, I was like, "Hey, DC is publishing your Detective Comics run in omnibus format." And John Layman went, "Holy what? They are?"
Yeah.
So I think in cases, sometimes they will tell them up front. Sometimes they don't manage to, and it's a surprise for them. I'm
sure they get tipped off if they're asked to contribute extra material, whether it's a forward or back material or sketches,
right? Or even suggestions on where do you want this thing or whatever it might be.
If there's what we like to call VAM, value added material, then they probably get told. But as a matter of course, these people don't seem to get told. They have to find out with everyone else.
So I think it depends on the thing. Sometimes you're told early, sometimes you're not. But
would they do it? Well, I hope so. Although my hope remains the Paul Levitz run of the 80s, which has never properly been collected. But if they were to recollect the Bronze Age stuff that's out of print now, and the Earth War saga, sure, that'd be great.
It will indeed be. And you can check out all of those announcements when we talk about them next month. So very, very excited up on that front. I guess just to expand on it a bit, because I had this save. Mikey Stranger has asked, so you guys had your DC solicit video yesterday, Absolute Ronin. Yes, please. Was this the DC video from March, or was that a different thing that is coming out catalog-wise? This is specifically for if you are reordering before final order cutoff date at whatever your retailer is, whether it be your local comic shop, one of our sponsors, etc. That is specifically for the books that are being pushed onto whatever those pre-order forms are, so that you can tell them, hey, I want Absolute Ronin. They will order Absolute Ronin for you because it's available to order on that catalog, not the full one.
Yeah.
So that just wanted the, I guess, clarification there on that front. Morning all, what are your thoughts on Heroes Reborn by Jason Aaron and Ed McGuinness, where the Squadron Supreme replaced the Avengers as Earth's mightiest leaders?
I love the Squadron Supreme. I love Hyperion and all that. The JMS run of all that was freaking amazing and brilliant. This, however, I loved the idea. It was okay. Wasn't bad.
Classic, I like the idea, just not the execution bit that most people tend to pull in with comp. Yeah. I am very, very lukewarm on, at best, on Jason Aaron's Avengers. I find everything after the Phoenix stuff that he tried to introduce with his run, I don't want to call it offensive, but I'll just say that I'm just not the biggest fan when Jason Aaron decides to use the Phoenix Force, because he decides it's a power up instead of, maybe I'll tell him that the next time I see him.
Well, I wouldn't quite say that I took a great big dump all over it, but
I'm with Bo. I think that there could have been ways to do it better. Not to say like there's some books that just don't hit the stride with writers. I don't know. I think Jason's much better.
Marvel events now, man. Like
I think I'm.
Sorry, Lars.
No, please go ahead.
I was going to say I've just given up on Marvel events, man, because all the tie-ins just don't matter. They haven't mattered for years. They're just not what they used to be.
Yeah, I guess I guess we're all in accord. I remember, because I'll check out just about anything Jason Aaron writes. In fact, a friend this morning just pressed a copy of, I was at the coffee shop and pressed a copy of the Thundar the Barbarian #1 into my hands, as written by Jason Aaron. I recall checking out some of Heroes Reborn, and like, I don't know, I wasn't offended by it, but it didn't get me there.
It existed.
Yeah, it didn't get me to where I wanted to be, unfortunately.
Yeah.
It seems like they were almost trying to do a bit of an Age of Apocalypse, but with the Avengers.
Mm-hmm.
Sure. But, again, I like Jason Aaron a lot, and there's just sometimes you try things and they don't quite work.
I like Jason Aaron on solo stories. I like a lot of his creator-owned, but I really like Absolute Superman. Absolute Superman is a really, really fun book that I enjoy.
Yeah.
I think when it comes to team dynamics and settings, I tend to like him a little bit less, because I just think sometimes he leads into the stereotypes a bit when he deals.
He did write my favorite Thor run, though.
Yeah, he did. It's a good Thor run.
That was sensational.
I like 3/4 of his Thor a lot, like a lot. I just think in team settings he tends to do maybe a little bit less of that comparatively to others. All right, I know you
quickly. Yeah.
Yes.
I hang out with the sort of people who, like, he walked in and was like, "Here, you have to have this." Like, okay, no problem.
Thunder the Barbarian.
Yeah, I guess I'm just the sort of person who thinks, well, I must read Thunder the Barbarian.
Indeed. Bo, what's your cat's name?
The one that likes to be on TV, that's Flash, and the other one is Eddie. 2 symbiote cats.
Not Eddie after Ed, and Eddie?
No. Eddie as in Eddie Brock, and Flash as in
Flash Thompson.
Because he's white, so he's anti-Venom, the cat.
Oh,
and the other
okay.
one is Eddie Venom.
That's fire. Okay. I love
Are they like a planarian? They were one cat, but you cut them in half and then you got 2 cats?
They pretty much were, because when we went to get a cat, we went to get one, and there was a litter, and these 2 were just holding on to each other, and we went, well, we can't split these two up. So we took them both.
Indeed. There you go. Yeah, I know you get this question a lot, Lars, but what Legion stories do you recommend for anyone who hasn't?
Happy to answer this. For the record, we should probably talk about something that's not Doctor Who and Legion. But yes, well, the answer is what can you do? Because I can talk about other things. The answer is the Great Darkness Saga. The Great Darkness Saga remains because that's where I came in. Actually, the Great Darkness Saga is this huge event, but there's about 6 issues that precede it. This is Paul Levitz's second run. And again, it's proof that like continuity doesn't matter if it's just kind of if you just don't talk about most of it. Because I started reading Legion, it had been running for 25 years, but they don't talk about all of that in one issue. So yeah, go for the Great Darkness Saga first, and then that's followed up by the Curse. Oh Lord, sorry, I confused it with.
You know what I wish they reprinted, man? I try to buy as many crossovers as I can, and I'm a Doctor Who fan. The one the I can't get any of the Doctor Who crossovers, like with Star Trek and Green Lantern. I wish they reprinted all of that stuff.
Well, I would tell you right now. Yes, the Great Darkness Saga. Yeah, no, the Great Darkness Saga. Like, I don't normally tell people to start with event books because often they do kind of require a build-up. But the Great Darkness Saga is one that if you buy that one, it will have those early issues. It will ease you into it. It's the perfect entry point. And by the way, it's freaking good. Now, I will tell you, I personally think the Doctor Who Star Trek crossover is shit.
So, but I want to read it though, Lars.
With some excellent art by J.K. Woodward. But, terrible, awful.
What about the Green Lantern one?
ATA.
There wasn't a.
Wasn't there a Doctor Who Green Lantern?
No, I don't believe so. I don't believe so.
Okay.
Yeah.
There you go.
Yeah.
There you go. This person wanted to do.
Well, happy to. Yes, I just don't want to bore other people who aren't Legion fans because we're kind of a rare breed. Yeah.
I just read the Great Darkness out of Deluxe Edition.
Oh really yeah, okay. And I hope you understood it. And I presume it was accessible for you and you weren't confused. I mean, I don't know. You would know better.
The only thing that I really wish that this is just a personal preference thing. I really wish that they would choose different covers whenever they reprint Great Darkness Saga because they spoil, the twist.
Come on. No. It's been spoiled. Come on. It's been spoiled. you honestly believe that at this point, really anybody is going to buy the Great Darkness Saga and be shocked that Darkseid's the villain.
There might be people who have never read, because that's the thing too.
Yeah, that's just ridiculous.
I think Lars has a point though.
That's just absurd.
You might have somebody who might be completely brand new. Maybe they don't even know who.
Again, there might be one person out there who's been living up a banana tree, who like the moment you get interested in Legion, that you like. If you even Google the Great Darkness Saga or try to order it, surely all those other covers are going to come up.
Well, that and on a panel of Darkseid popping up.
That spoiler ship has sailed. That is.
You had the same reaction when I put up the spoiler tag on the Death of the Doom Patrol DC.
And by the way, do you know why Keith Giffen drew that cover? And do you know why DC published that cover? It's because they knew the spoiler didn't matter. None of the people making that collection were thinking, "Well, my God, we can't give this secret away." Mm-hmm. Yeah, ridiculous.
Darkseid is the
villain.
Who would have known? Speaking of villains, though, how do you feel? No, okay, maybe that's a terrible segue. Joshua Williamson, how do you feel?
Woman B questions.
I'd say go for it. It's the sort of thing where like I don't do a lot of forecasting until it's out. So, Joshua Williamson doing Legion. I know I'll be reading it. I hope it's good. I have every expectation it could be good. Beyond that, I have no idea.
Javier,
yeah.
Omar made us cry.
What is a cheap omnibus that would be a good gift for someone with general taste?
Define cheap.
Well, also, I like to do a little investigating when I'm gift buying and just kind of like, what are you into? What do you like? What genre do you like? Is there a character you like? I mean,
Sunset.
I guess that's
Sorry,
why
what?
they're asking the general taste.
Well, sorry, I think I have an answer, but you boys go ahead.
I'll let Bo go first.
Oh, well, I said Sunstone, but I was just being a smartass. So cheap omnibus, that would be a good gift. Man, I can't even think of a cheap omnibus.
Well, that's the problem. The word cheap there is the stumbling
yeah, there's
point.
just no such thing here in Australia as a cheap omnibus.
No, definitely not for you. And even for us these days, cheap is like $60. Yeah.
$60 omnibus, mate. I'd be buying 20 of them.
Well, here, I mean, if it retails for 100, you can probably snag it for 60, and that's the best it gets.
Wow. Okay. Aquaman by Johns, actually. 21 Roy. Yeah, that's a good one. That's a cheap omnibus, actually.
I would say I have two. The first one would be Hawkeye by Matt Fraction and David Aja.
Oh,
because
that is a good one. Yeah.
I know it's like $100 here, which is, I think, by the technical standards, because we have so many, 125, 150. We even got a Batman Elseworlds Omni that's going for 175. For $100, you get the complete run. You get something that is a little bit more out there in terms of it's not your typical comic sequential storytelling. And I think it's different enough in that it will be able to get somebody who maybe isn't necessarily a fan of the medium or just yet, pull them in, get them to experience with other things. That, and it's just a heck of a lot of fun. I freaking love that run.
Did you see the Chili Flame has just said, because I saw this as well the other day, the Hulk by Cates was like ridiculously cheap for a few hours on Amazon.
And you didn't get it.
I already had it.
Oh.
Yeah.
Planetary is another cheap one.
Oh,
but
yeah. That's
I
right.
don't know if that's
Getting a compendium. So, I know it's
though.
not an Omni, but.
Yeah. I did have someone in my life that I would, they were, casually into comics. They could be persuaded to read comics. Mm-hmm. They weren't a hardcore, big two fan like we are. And so some of the stuff I would leave them as gifts would be, I remember, sorry, and I'm sort of answering your question here. What did they enjoy? Wicked and the Divine. If you're sort of a casual comics reader, Wicked and the Divine is really good. I think I gave them League of Extraordinary Gentlemen. What else? Some of the more imagey stuff like Paper Girls. I think I had them read Paper Girls. So I would say if you're kind of casually buying for someone, I would say actually buy a compendium because it'll be cheaper and it's less risk to you. Then you can still get them something pretty great in compendium form, and it'll be cheaper and less of a commitment, as it were. See what they're doing, because some stuff that I thought this person would enjoy, I remember giving them top 10. Well, it was weird. I gave them top 10, and they didn't quite understand the angle that it was a satire in which the Justice League were portrayed as pedophiles. And if you didn't understand that satire, someone was lost. Oh, that was Kingdom Come. That's right. I gave someone who's not really in comics Kingdom Come, and they struggled with that one because they didn't really understand that it was a crooked mirror as to how Batman and Superman normally operate. The
superhero world normally operates too, because it's the world
they didn't understand how it's a particular take on sort of your pre-knowledge of how the DC universe should be operating, and so they didn't really enjoy that one. You'd think that would be a good one, but it kind of wasn't.
I guess it depends on the experience, but I think it also might be like Alex Ross. The typical painted style isn't something you would necessarily say, especially with art nowadays. I think that might also be another portion of it too. Where
I don't know. They read it. I think they were sort of like, I don't see the big deal here. The painted art didn't really bother them, but they were like, I don't get what's the big deal? And I was like, well,
more than fair.
It's tough, yeah.
Sending love.
Oh, thank you.
Bo and I are being left out, guys. It's the Lars Legion show.
I know. This is a zero sum game. I'm hoarding all the love and denying you all of it.
I'm a newer reader, especially with DC. Should I get the Batman Bronze Age Omni? What do you
That
think, guys?
depends.
No.
Have you read Bronze Age before of anything? Because there's a lot of people that really can't stand reading that, or the Silver Age as well. So it depends. If you like that, do you like more narration? and you know, I dig the Silver Age. Bronze Age can be a little bit hard.
Yeah, I always get pummeled on the channel when I mention this sort of thing. But I mean, for me, most things before 1977, you have to handicap significantly. And even some things after 1977, you have to handicap. So I think if you are new to it, then I would say no. I would say there's other more modern Batman, far more worthy of your time, money, dedication, devotion, and passion. I wouldn't start there because it's, again, they do some really interesting things in the Bronze Age, and I am super glad it's being collected. I think there's a lot of people who want it. I'm like, that's great.
It's Dennis O'Neil Batman.
Yeah, exactly. But you have to be too forgiving of the conventions of the era, and some people are going to be like, it's sort of thing where you can respect it, but a lot of newbies are going to be like, I don't enjoy this. Whereas I think if you've not read just Paul Dini Batman or Grant Morrison Batman or Scott Snyder, or even hop on board with the Matt. I actually haven't read Matt Fraction Batman. That's another one that I'm letting bank a while until I read it.
I would get a subscription to the DC app and read a couple of issues.
Actually, yes.
Yeah, sample it. See, we should. I co-sign with Mr. Bo. Sample that because you are not going, I think, to get a full. Like, you don't want to be stuck under 125, whatever you're paying this omnibus for.
Yep.
And all of a sudden, you're saying, "Wait, I don't like this. Why did I pay all this money for?" And then the next thing you know, it's a super big book sitting on your bookshelf collecting dust because you didn't enjoy it.
Yeah. We've said before on this channel many times, always sample. Buy a DC Infinite subscription and sample there. Buy a cheap Kindle copy of something and try that one or whatever. But do what you have to do, but don't just dive into it because the Bronze Age is of the Bronze Age. Mm-hmm. It is. And you're like, okay, I like this style, I like this tone. Because if you don't, then that's a problem.
Yeah, I love Adams, O'Neil, Novik Batman, but my thing is,
sorry, Dom.
My thing is, I know that the way that the narration flows from Dennis, is not going to be, even if it's more tolerable than Silver Age, at least for me, it's not going to be for everybody. So I would suggest trying out, get what I would tell people now. Get the year 1, year 2 DC Finest Batman trade paperback. Go from there. If you enjoy it, continue on with the I know it's not an Omni, but they are doing a tremendous job with that particular era of Batman, just a little bit before Crisis and after Crisis. They're doing a great job with folding that all in. I would not steer your way into the Bronze Age omnibus when it comes to that. So
yeah,
well,
and usually what happens here is, even for me, the Silver and Bronze Age, I usually read it if it's something I'm really into. Frankly, X-Men. It's like, okay, I'm really into this. I'm going to go back and reread the Silver and Bronze Age stuff only because I'm that into the property. I guess we spent a long time answering your question, which is okay. How much of a Batman fan are you? Like, if you're really into Batman, then okay, then you may want to try the Bronze Age at some point. But there's a lot from the modern era you should probably invest in first.
Indeed. Like, if you want, like, Scott Snyder and Greg Capullo's Batman Omnibus Volume 1 should still be in print from what I am concerned. So I think that would be a terrific place to start off if you are looking to get into Batman. But again, that's just a Batman I grew up with. That is my personal opinion. So steer clear and sample 1 or 2 issues before. Sample Batman 217, 218, 219. See if you like it. If you don't, there are other cool omnibuses out there. What are your guys' thoughts on Fathom? They just announced Kickstarter. Looks cool.
Yep,
Michael Turner.
I've backed this one. I'm hoping I can still afford it when it's time to pay for it, because sometimes I back a campaign and then you can't afford it, so you have to cancel it. But yeah, I'm.
But you can do that.
Yeah, so you buy whatever tier you want, and then when it's got like 1 day left, you check your bank account, and you're like, "Can I afford this $200 right now?" And if you can't, then you cancel your pledge.
Okay.
So yeah, I apologize. I hate to name drop here. One of the nicest times I've ever had as a comic book pro was that we were at a New York show, and I was with Wizard, and we sort of did go out in the town with Michael Turner, and he was just a fun guy to hang around. And I remember we wound up in this like incredible video arcade in New York, and just an evening spent kind of lightly boozing, but also just playing video games with Michael Turner. One of the nicest times I've ever had. That said, even though I appreciate his art and it's really good, Fathom is not the sort of thing I'm into. I'm just, I'm as heterosexual as anybody, but these kind of cheesecake books where it's largely based on women scantily clad, and if that's
what he's trying to say is that you should get the Teen Titans by George Perez and Marv Wolfman omnibuses instead.
Yes, clearly. Yeah, no, clearly. Yes. So obviously, no, I it's not my cup of tea. But yeah, but is the Kickstarter thing is running now? Is it?
I believe you're right. Yeah.
It's running now. Fathom Timeline Omnibus 1. It's got 19 days to go. Yep.
All right. But how do you feel about the recently announced Venom Sony animated movie with Final Destination filmmakers Lipovsky and Stein?
Well, anything's going to be better than the Venom movies, right? So I'm hoping.
Wow.
Come on, man. The Venom movies were just dumb. They're horrible. It's like getting a cake, right? Even if you don't like the cake, you're still going to enjoy the cake, right? So I'm grateful that these Venom movies were made, and I do enjoy parts of them because I'm such a Venom fan, but that's not Venom. That's not Venom. You know what I mean? I didn't like any of it, man. Carnage, don't even get me started. But to answer your question, the animated movie, man, if it's more comic book accurate with the character, then yes, I am very much excited for it. If it's just another Tom Hardy animated version, then I couldn't care less.
I am partly excited for the Stephen Curry Goat movie from the Sony people coming out soon. Goat. It's literally called Goat. So
I want to get the Hellraiser Kickstarter set, but that's like $500.
It's a lot of money.
Yeah, man.
A lot of money. Have you guys ever been tempted to buy an out-of-print Omni Deluxe hardcover Absolute on eBay for an obscene markup? Almost did with the Luther Strode hardcover, but eventually resisted.
Do you mean are we flippers?
No, just mean like let's just say an omnibus.
You have to have it so bad that you're paying the higher price.
Yeah. Okay. I've done that way too much, man.
Hey.
I couldn't get one of the Clone Saga Omnis before they reprinted them. I spent an obscene amount of money on that. The Goon library editions, I will never admit to anybody how much I paid for those individually.
$3,000 USD.
The Buffy library editions, the Stand, and the Dark Tower slipcase sets. All of that stuff, man, is so expensive, and I paid for them.
Good.
I guess, I'm fortunate. I haven't done that much. Well, because most of my life, my budget's been so strapped, I've been playing catch up. And when you're playing catch up, then to go and drop $200-300 for a single book, I mean, you just kind of don't do that.
You do the 300 for the 4 instead of the 300 for the 1.
Exactly. Yes. The one that I sort of do remember paying more than I should have for was the Quantum and Woody omnibus, only because I didn't have it, and Valiant, kept swearing their omnibuses would never get reprinted. And so that was a case where I was like, okay, well, it's either pay this, extortion tax or not. And now it's gone down in price, but I don't really regret that. I mean, but that's a rare thing. No, I haven't really paid stupid money for something that's out of print. Yeah.
I have never done it as much as I was told by some wonderful people very early on in my collecting reading hobby, including my comic book store owner, to never go over cover for anything, because the only thing it's going to do is break your heart and break your wallet. And I'm really glad that I listened to all those people, because I don't know where I'd actually be at right now if I did it.
Good
Yeah,
advice for America.
again, the one that kind of floored me recently was, again, a teenager in my life was into Transformers, and I thought, oh well, for me the very best one is Transformers More Than Meets the Eye. I'll just go buy a used copy of Volume 1 or something and give it. And I was dumbfounded by how much those are going for on the secondary market. We're talking like a soft cover of More Than Meets the Eye. A lot of them are like $100.
That's a lot of money.
If not 150.
Yeah.
But you wonder, like, they've been on such a Kickstarter tear, because again, they're doing the G.I. Joe compendium 1 through 8. You do wonder if eventually the IDW stuff will get collected in a box set like we've been seeing. That'll still be a while yet.
For sure.
That'll be next year at the earliest.
For sure.
Yeah.
Ultimate Warrior would not believe me when I said that those two comic book creators were talked about by Omar about 50 minutes ago on this specific video. So if you want to hear some cool stories that totally don't make me want to strangle him.
For those that don't know, Omar is a guest that we have on the show every now and then.
Yeah. He comes in every now and then to talk about, I don't know, comics, news, occasional drops. He's really good at the reporting gig. So
we have high hopes for him. Yeah.
We do.
Well, I mean, Frank Miller on his best days has written some of the most beloved, influential,
iconic stories,
iconic, stellar stories the industry has ever seen. Rob Liefeld also does some drawing and writing.
Yeah, it's fine.
Yeah,
I will. Yeah, I'd prefer. Yeah, on their best days. I mean, on their best days, Rob Liefeld gave us Youngblood, the original Youngblood. I guess. I on his best days, Frank Miller gave us Dark Knight Returns, Year One, Born Again, the Electrocide. Like, come on, man.
Well, yeah. I mean, Miller in his Imperial phase delivers hit after hit after hit. I mean, okay, the obvious one is that Liefeld created Deadpool. Although, even some other people developed Deadpool into where he is now. But yeah, Liefeld created this amazing character. But there's not a single Liefeld book that I would recommend to somebody and go, oh, you should read this.
Yeah. I agree.
Yeah.
If you guys have the logic and hey, listen, there is no logic. We just do, right? We just do, right?
I always feel like I'm disappointing people and ripping out their hearts and putting on the table, beating in front of them and spurting blood, that I'm not just, buying, and you should buy. No, I've had to live my whole life by restraint. So
what's your favorite Venom run, Bo?
Donny Cates. That was just fire, man. And Venom has not been good since. But before that, dude, I'm such a fan of Lethal Protector. Like, that was just fantastic, man. Fantastic. But yeah, Donny Cates is probably the best. Like, I was all over that, and I'm such a Null fan.
Okay. Lars, do you have a favorite Venom run?
You didn't ask Lars.
Yeah, first, yes, no, understandably.
I'm trying to continue the joke.
Quite understandably, did not want my opinion. Venom is one of those titles that I kind of casually pay attention to, and I'm never really totally invested in it. So I'm not the best person to ask about Venom. Deadpool is kind of the same way. There's a whole bunch of Deadpool I've not read. So, yeah, I don't know.
Yeah. I can answer this question though, JJ. For the books completed, it needs to complete the Flash hardcover omnibus reading order between Crisis to Flashpoint. We need a Baron Loeb's Omnibus Volume 2, the follow-up to the Wilder Messer Loeb's Omnibus Volume 1. We need there's the crazy thing is there's no more gap filler in between Wade 3 and John. Like Wade 3 and John's 1, the gap there is closed because they decided to add the last or annual 13 and the 163rd issue of Flash, written by Paul McLeal, in between. So there's no more gap filler on that front. The only thing that we would be missing is all of the material in between John's Omnibus Volume 2 and John's Omnibus Volume 3, because John's leaves the title and it's just a whole bunch of filler in between. Wade even comes back on the stint of Flash a second time with Roger Cruz on art. It's not that stellar, as much as I hate to say it. And it might have been a good reason to cut out that portion of it from Wade Omnibus Volume 3, and I probably would not blame Mark Waid if he asked DC if they could remove it from Wade 3. So we are missing 2 omnibuses from Crisis to Flashpoint, which I think is absolutely amazing.
Yeah. Yes. Absolutely.
So there it is. Here is a where the heck did it go? What are you guys' thoughts on the Silver Surfer Return to Spaceways Omni and the upcoming Infinity Gauntlet Silver Surfer Omnibus? Bo, are you going to get these?
Yeah, I've already got the Return to the Spaceways one. Very, very, very happy with that. The Infinity Gauntlet, though, I'm a little... Look, I'm obviously going to get it, but, it's a bit of double dipping. Obviously, it has more Silver Surfer issues than the Infinity Gauntlet, but it is a bit of a shame the way they're doing it. But, if you're not buying the Infinity Gauntlet Omnibus and you're buying Silver Surfer, well, then it makes sense. So I can't really complain.
I think there is double dipping, but at the time, Surfer was so integrated into Infinity Gauntlet, it's kind of unavoidable. I mean, you can't do a Silver Surfer Omnibus Infinity Gauntlet without, reprinting all that stuff. So it's a curious question because I'm not a natural born Silver Surfer fan, but I do really love this era. And this era, and I have the Dan Slott run, and I have like something else. But the thing is, I already own all of this in Epics, and because like that run of Silver Surfer from issue 1 up to the Herald Saga, I think is just really terrific. But I have the Epic collection, so my life's content.
I don't own any Silver Surfer. Episode. I feel ashamed partly because I'm not. I love Silver Surfer's design and his looks and the aesthetic.
Yeah,
I'm not a fan of the character as much as
it's sort of an innately ridiculous concept, but when it was well done, because I remember again the Return to Spaceways stuff being on the stand, and I would read it, and all the stuff with the Elders of the Universe was kind of fun. And then, of course, Jim Starlin comes along, and then Jim Starlin brings back Thanos in Silver Surfer, and there's all this build up to Infinity Gauntlet in Silver Surfer, and it really took off. So yeah, that run is kind of beloved to me. But yeah, like I say, Epic collections, I have them.
Yeah, for sure. Should fire that Omar guy.
Yeah, we should. Yeah, or dock his pay at the very least. Yeah,
dock his pay indeed.
Yeah.
Where was the question? Yeah, here you go. Other than Mike Groh, what is the definitive run of Green Arrow? I do have an answer.
Lord.
I'm gonna say Judd Winnick, just for the simple fact that like he had big hand in the 2000s, brought the character back to prominence after Kevin Smith gets him back from the dead. It's a nice rebuilding phase, and I really really enjoyed the way that he wrote his relationship with Dinah. So I'm going to say Judd Winnick. I don't think anybody else is up there for me.
Yeah. Oh.
No idea about Green Arrow, sorry.
I would tend to agree with you. I think it's probably Judd Winnick because as good as the Kevin Smith run is, and has some wonderful art by Phil Hester, every single time I read it, because it's so contingent on previous stories, it has to bring Ollie Queen back from the dead, among other things, and kind of, because it has to follow on from the story where Ollie had died, I never feel like it's allowed to be its own thing. I always feel like it's so busy trying to serve the purpose of rebooting the series. It never is just start from day one. Here's Green Arrow. Here's Black Canary. Kevin Smith, write it. So I guess Judd Winnick would be the winner there. Yeah.
Okay,
Even though I've not read all of Winnick, but I think I've enjoyed what I had. Yeah.
Yeah. I would definitely say Winnick. Everybody else is a tier below that for me. So
although the Mike Grell run, there is some I read all of that on DC Infinite, and there is something genuinely powerful and engaging about that run. It's one of those definitive runs of a character that you worry that everybody following on is going to be slightly riding in that shadow, like Frank Miller and Daredevil.
Right.
But Judd Winnick.
Yeah, I know that we were talking to the earlier about should somebody get Bronze Age Batman Omnibus Volume 1 as their first. I honestly think that Grell's Green Arrow run would be a perfect first omnibus for anybody trying to get into DC.
Yeah, I think so. And of course, they have him in DC Finest now. And although you have to kind of adjust accordingly, because Grell makes great efforts to not write a superhero book, which is slightly odd because, he does this weird, he's heavily influenced by noir. Ollie Queen is a man of the streets. Ollie Queen kills his opponents as needed. And because he's on his own little track, he can get quite murdery. And the Justice League, and I think occasionally the Black Canary does too. And the Justice League never really objects to this. So it is pretty great.
Dude.
Pretty great. Yeah.
Have you guys read the Eddie Brock Carnage series by Charles Soule? Is it worth diving into?
I do not know.
So it's an interesting run because I have not been a fan of Carnage ever since they split him up from Cletus Cassidy. I just think that's a ridiculous decision, and it was dumb, and I don't know how you can have Carnage without Cletus. But to contradict that, it's actually been pretty good. I got to admit, I haven't really enjoyed much symbiote stuff since Donny Cates, but Eddie Brock Carnage is not bad. I got to admit, it's not bad.
So this is the opposite of Heroes Reborn in that the idea is but the execution actually turns out decently. There you go. We've done the circle twice now. I think we've done a good job with that. Bo, do you own all three of the early Venomnibuses?
Bloody oath I do. I've got all the Venoms right there.
Right. I like how it's right behind your head. Have you bought these? Yes.
Well, this is all my favorite books. The other room has everything else.
I see. Okay, maybe we played this game before. How many collected editions do you think you own? Have you counted?
I don't need to think.
Have you counted?
I don't need to think.
Do you know? Do you know?
I've got CLZ right here.
And remember, look, talking to us is just like talking to a priest. So go ahead and confess.
492 omnibuses, 460 hardcovers, 86 mangas, 43 library editions, 22 compendiums, 18 treasuries, 17 absolutes, 17 box sets, and more and more and more.
Okay. That's still not... You are far from the biggest on this channel. Yeah.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah, okay.
In books, anyway.
Right.
In books.
Exactly. Yes.
Lars, I know that you're not the biggest particular fan of Brubaker Captain America, but what are your favorite runs on
I somehow got this reputation as someone who hates Ed Brubaker Captain America, and I actually don't. That's actually not true. It's just I struggle sometimes when things get so relentlessly grim and so relentlessly terrible that I kind of struggle through it, regardless of artistic quality. No, I think Brubaker's work on Captain America is quite rightfully praised. It's just not necessarily my cup of tea. I have the same problem with Battlestar Galactica, frankly, because I'm always like, it's well written, it's well acted, it's well enacted. I'm kind of depressed, and I don't.
The other run that I really enjoyed with Captain America that apparently not a lot of people do is the one where he was in the Dimension Z.
Oh, Remender?
Remender, yeah. I really enjoyed Remender's run, man.
Yeah, has anyone done Captain America better than Brubaker? No, possibly not.
Would you say Grunwald or Wade?
Well, Grunwald, Grunwald has a very well-beloved run. I mean, the art in Brubaker's run, if we're being honest, is a lot stronger.
Oh yeah, I mean, it's
Grunwald's
Epting, Mike Perkins, Brian Hitch.
Yeah,
I mean,
yeah. I mean, whatever one feels about Grunwald's run, because like comics are a marriage between the writer and the artist, and you have some amazing Mike Zeck stuff in there, but Zeck doesn't do that much of it. Brubaker's run is by far the more consistent experience. The Wade stuff is good. No, Brubaker probably takes the prize. Probably.
Good stuff. All right. And Bo, of course, has all the 5 omnibuses and the 2 Grunwald omnibuses somewhere in his.
3 Grunwald? No,
3.
it's the third
3.
one's coming.
They're calling on me. Yeah.
Please.
For Batman, why not the DC Finest Year 1? Yeah, that's what I'm trying to say. I think it's the perfect jumping off point. And when I did my show with Curtis, we had both of those as like our number one. This is what you read to get into DC Finest. Happy Saturday, everyone. Speaking of Silver Surfer, I actually think the original run is the best reading Stan Lee ever did, even over Spidey in Fantastic Four. So I praise.
That's the singing version of Stan Lee.
Yeah.
Yeah, I mean, possibly. It is an unusual bit of the Stan Lee canon. Yeah, it is good stuff.
For sure. Would you guys consider Hard Traveling Heroes a Green Arrow run, or only half a Green Arrow run?
I would say I'd say it's both Green Arrow and Lantern.
It is. I mean, if you are a hardcore Green Arrow fan, it's something you will unavoidably read.
That's and if you're a hardcore Green Lantern fan, it is also something that you will unavoidably read at some point. I
thought you were a transition to, and if you're a hardcore Green Arrow fan, you will want to go to the store and buy something.
Well, no, I was gonna say that after the Green Lantern portion.
Okay.
So if you are a hardcore Green Arrow and Green Lantern fan, and if you are interested in purchasing the DC Finest Green Lantern Hard Traveling Heroes trade paperback, putting it on pre-order, check out our sponsors here in America over at Cheap Graphic Novels, where Omar will be filming later today to see the warehouses and to see how books are packed, and amongst all other things, where I will unfortunately and probably inevitably create a thumbnail and also edit parts of the video. So we shall see. Again, if you let them know that we sent you, get $8 of free shipping off your next purchase. Again, just let them know that we sent you, and they will happily provide. Again, Cheap Graphic Novels, check them out over in the comment section. And with that, I think we got a couple more, like 3, 4, 5 minutes there on the dock, and then I have to go run because I have a basketball tournament that I am unfortunately going to be a part of because I hate my body and I hate myself. I slept at 1 last night.
You're playing. Okay, all right. Okay, well done. Well done.
And if my team loses, I will be back relegating to commentating and scoreboard duties because that's what always happens. So
you'll do the walk of shame.
It's always a walk of shame, but I get paid decently in food, so there's that. So shout out to
you're young and probably don't have a lot of money, so free food is always appreciated.
Free food is, especially here in California, let me tell you, it's $18 USD. I don't know what that is in Australian dollars, Bo. It's $18 here in California for a Bacon King meal at Burger King.
That's probably about $30 dues.
I've maybe mentioned this before, but here in the Midwest, the amount of stuff you can bribe people to do if you have a casserole.
I
have seen people commit days of their lives to whatever you need them to do, because if you just go, well, I have a casserole, then they'll show up.
Mm-hmm. Well, maybe I can ask the commissioner for a casserole after the game is over. So we'll see about that. But no, I am 6 foot tall, Carson. I'm not I am by far not by far, because my brother is just about as tall as me, but I am by far the tallest. Like, I will be the tallest person they're playing. so you don't have to worry about that. It's a Filipino league, so everybody else there is by acquaintance short.
This is why I could never play basketball, because every time I went to shoot, all I saw were these arms above my head, and I'm like, yeah, there's no point.
That's fair.
I
That's fair.
enough in real life.
That's fair. Let me see if I can get the schedule out for you, Final Shadow. Thank you for asking. Let me see if I can pull up the calendar before I get back to you guys.
The best channel on YouTube. What is the best channel on YouTube?
I was going to say, he's actually, you're assuming he's talking about Near Mint Condition. What's happening on Aussieverse this week?
Oh, yeah.
Go ahead, Bo, because Jess also does this when he does it. So please feel free to talk about what you guys are doing.
Okay, well, I'll have to pull up my schedule, actually.
Oh, my Lord. I thought you had it ready.
No, it's right here. So we have our weekly FOC show on Tuesday night, which is probably like Monday, 3 o'clock in the morning for you guys. We then have on Friday night live, we have Max Appleman coming on the show to do Who Wants to Be a Millionaire. We then have Chris Yates coming on Saturday to talk about his Kickstarter. And you know what? It's actually this Sunday. Not that I'm trying to get more members for Aussieverse, but I've been trying to think of ways to get more bang for your buck for people that are paying $1 or $2 every month for Aussieverse. And I've decided that the last Sunday of every month, I'm going to do an unrecorded mental health check with all of our members. So anybody that wants to get together, we will get together on StreamYard, unrecorded, and we just check in on each other and make sure everybody's okay.
Just speaking. That's pretty cool.
Yeah, that is cool. We're comic book fans. It's going to be a long mental health check.
So join Aussieverse.
Yeah. That's fair. We are planning on pushing out I think Omar already put out the Excalibur Omnibus, so that is that. We actually don't have anything big in particular this week. The only thing that I can see on the schedule, we'll get Batman by James Tynion Omnibus Volume 2 at some point. I'm sure that Omar is going to be happy to talk about that. And also Fear State, because that is the event of the first Omni is Joker War, second Omni is Fear State. So we are excited to talk about that. He will be back with Oddfell on Wednesday to talk about the Reels talk for that week. And that is actually all we have to do for the schedule. There's going to be a lot of Comics Pro talk over the next week, getting videos out relegated to that. So expect all of that for the final Channelioso. They keep following up the Green Arrow Winnick Omnibus. Will the line end with Green Arrow Year 1 before New 52? We haven't gotten a chance to ask them about future plans for the post Archer's Quest stuff, but I know that they're planning on getting all the Brad Meltzer stuff in Omnibus, which follows that directly. So I'm sure that will be in their plans for the next year. Unpopular opinion from Alan Azari. I think Mar Wade's Cap beats both Grunwald and Brubaker, but I love them all.
They all have their strengths, if we're being honest. Yeah.
I really do like both Wade Captain Americas. Captains America? Is that how you
Captains of Americas?
Yeah. No, because it's because America isn't plural. Captain is, so it'd be Captains America. So there's a whoopee-doo for me.
Grammar nerd.
Learn from the best. Who is more insane, All-Star Batman or Moon Knight?
If it's these two, I would say Moon Knight. But if it's Moon Knight and Absolute Batman, I don't know, man. Absolute Batman is a nutcase.
Yeah, but All-Star Batman painted Hal Jordan yellow.
Yes.
And called him very choice words that I would not like to repeat on this particular show. He also made Dick Grayson eat rats, and
it might have offended his delicate sensibilities there. I mean, one of the nicer things about the Jed MacKay run is that it's made clear that like Moon Knight's insanity kind of works for him, and he's really built. You know, I think the expression is that Moon Knight is a bullet, and you realize because he doesn't like. He's not actually super strong or bulletproof or whatever, but he is in his own way devastatingly effective.
Okay, yeah, that would be an apt description, I think, of why you should read Jed McKay Moon Knight. Everybody,
even my partner, every time she looks at a Moon Knight cover, she goes, "Why is he always so messed up?" Every cover.
People have been asking that question for years.
Yes, indeed. I think we'll end on this. Lars, Dom, and Bo, for your absolute favorite comic character, what is your favorite and absolute definitive run for that character?
Lars, you go first, buddy. I think mine's really obvious for people that know me.
Absolute. I like Absolute Authority. I like Absolute Top 10. Oh no, you're talking about the Absolute run. Sorry. Here's the thing. I don't know if this will get my geek card canceled. I haven't really read a lot of the Absolute.
No, he's not asking.
No. You're like your favorite. You're just
favorite. Sorry. I thought you meant DC's Absolute.
You got schooled as a teacher.
No. I said I thought Absolute meant.
Oh, okay.
DC Absolute. Okay, you mean favorite character of all time? Okay, Bo, go ahead.
Well, I mean, I've never been shy in saying Ben Reilly is my favorite character of all time, so naturally it's the Clone Saga, which I know. If it's not that, then I would say, Spectacular Spider-Man with, back in the day, DeMatteis, Buscema, all of that is just phenomenal, and I adore that.
Dom?
Favorite character? If we're just going strictly by favorites, I'd probably go... Man, this is hard because I love so many characters.
Yeah.
Daredevil and Brian Michael Bendis for mine.
Oh, those are legit picks. For me, Nightcrawler, absolutely. Absolute definitive run, that gets a little tricky because I value Nightcrawler tremendously as a member of the X-Men. Some of his, the books with his name on it have been fine. I do enjoy the Dave Cockrum miniseries, although that's just kind of, good fun. I suppose it would be, Claremont's lengthy run of X-Men with Nightcrawler in it would be my definitive one. I think there's a great value that Nightcrawler brings to the team because sometimes without him the X-Men can become too badass. It's like Wolverine's a badass. Even Colossus they make a badass, and it's like they need someone around to kind of just give them that
balance.
Humanity. Yeah, that balance, that humanity, and I think the friendship between Nightcrawler and Wolverine is quite touching because Wolverine is absolute murder on wheels, and that his best friend is somebody who is of faith, is grounded in helping people. I think
soft spoken.
Yeah, I think, and is so well spoken. It kind of balances Wolverine out. So. That'd be mine. And again, someone mentioned Excalibur. No, I think the Excalibur run is wonderful. Well, the Excalibur run with Claremont and Davis, Davis. one of my very favorites ever.
Australian comic writer. That's going to get me in trouble.
Yeah. Nightcrawler. But again, as a member of the X-Men or Excalibur, not necessarily in his own. I don't obsessively collect stuff with Nightcrawler on the cover because some of it isn't.
All right. That's just how they get to you. But before we do leave off, just want to say happy 40th birthday to Princess Zelda. Literally today, she does turn 40.
Happy birthday, person who's not real. Yes.
Person who's not real and one of the greatest...
she's not real, right?
I know she's not real, but James let me know.
She's real in here.
Yeah. But if anybody hasn't gotten a chance yet, if you have a Switch, don't forget to buy Breath of the Wild and Tears of the Kingdom, the duology that shall probably be never topped in terms of experience. We will see you guys soon. Thank you so much for watching and listening to us ramble, and nothing in comparison to Omar's rambling for the 30 minutes that he was on here. I apologize because it's like the 15th time I think I've said it on the stream. But we're very lucky to have you guys, very lucky to have a community that is very open, respondent, and just blessed to be here for sure.
Thank you for pointing out what crap we are when Omar's not around.
I didn't say no. I'm talking about me, not you guys. No.
I
Listen.
know. No, it's okay. It's okay.
And yes, thank you guys once again, and also big shout out to my two friends here, Bo for killing his alarm clock 2 times in 2 days, and for being an awesome friend, and same to the person down below me, Lars. Where can they find you, Bo?
Aussieverse. You can all go to Aussieverse on all the socials and look us up there. Please subscribe, because us Australians, it's a slog to get our names out there. So any more people out there, fantastic. That's great. And thank you very much for having me on again, Dom. Like I said yesterday, it's always a real honor and pleasure to be here. So thank you very much.
Oh, thank you. No, thank you for joining us on this 2 hour of Pearson. Lars, thank you for joining. Where can people find you?
Lars Pearson, Mad Norwegian Press. If you're into Doctor Who, especially, we do a number of books there. It's not, yeah. We sort of posted the website a moving day sale, though I haven't changed the homepage. But a lot of our books are discounted as part of a moving day sale that we're doing. So if you feel the urge to go to Mad Norwegian Press and buy some really cheaper Doctor Who books, please do. With Lance Park and I co-write A History, which is the definitive Doctor Who timeline.
Indeed. So yes, check out all those guys, and of course you can check my stuff out. I got my own YouTube channel and cr.com. Thank you to James for being epic as always.
Yeah.
Please, guys, stay safe and have a wonderful day wherever you are.
Have a good weekend.